Hello and welcome to another CS2 investing video. In today's video I've prepared investments that are definitely unique and you should be definitely checking them out. Let's get right into our first investment on our list. It's going to be the Glock 18 Ramses Reach, and not exactly this Glock. We will be talking about the Anubis collection, because ever since it has been removed it almost came down at the same price level, currently very stable, so it basically stabilized. In my opinion this skin does look unique, and there are also other great skins in this collection. As you probably know, I use skinbase.io to research and to look up the cheapest possible skins on all the different type of markets. Obviously, in my opinion, the factory new version of the Glock 18 Ramses Reach is like $180, somewhere in that area. It is a little bit pricey, but most people would say that factory new skins are notoriously the way to go. I myself have a minimal wear version which is 0.08, which is also a nice float. So if you can find a minimal wear which is borderline factory new, definitely go for them. These will be nice investments and are way cheaper than the factory new versions. So here I am up on Clash GG. It looks very nice. We have so many different stuff we can do here. We can join different type of live battles. Upgrade is also very cool. Let's go ahead and try to hit the 50% special lift glass. Marble Fate. I hope we get the luck. Yes! Just like that. And just because we can, we will hit it back to back. Watch it. Back to back. We're also selling it. Just use the promo code RubyJetski. The link will be down in the description. The M4 A1S Mud Spec from the Anubis collection is a light blue skin, in my opinion very undervalued, and in the future I think this skin has a lot of potential to rise, especially a lot of people enjoy it in different type of conditions. For example, this is the factory new condition. We'll be comparing it, for example, to the Battle Scout version, because there's actually huge differences between them. But generally it's a very cheap skin. I would be definitely using it if I wouldn't have an M4 loadout skin. It kinda looks nice. As you can see, this is the Battle Scout version actually, and for some reason it looks way more shiny, or it's just me, but I think it pops way more. It looks completely different. I mean, it's a similar skin. Tell me in the comments, what do you enjoy more, the factory new version or the Battle Scout version? I would love to know that. As well as the AK Steel Delta and AWP Black Nile. In my opinion, these two guns are not getting enough love and they definitely deserve way more. Also, the P90 Karambit Rush from the Anubis collection is also, in my opinion, a very beautiful looking skin. It is definitely unique. It has that Anubis theme. And honestly, I do really enjoy these skins, and long term I can see them being very nice investments. So if you have these skins, maybe don't sell them, keep them for a long period of time. That's at least my advice. At the end of the day, you should always make your own research, because when investing into CS2, everything can happen. At the end of the day, we do not own these skins and Valve does. In my opinion, the AUG Chameleon from the Phoenix collection could also be a very nice investment in the future. Since the price is currently down, a lot of people are selling these skins on third-party websites for way too cheap, in my opinion. The most important part about these skins is that you get them in a nice condition. Maybe in the minimal wear, which is maybe 0.09 or something along those lines, or actually factory new. Because in the future I can see these skins being used to trade up to, for example, the Karambit Night or the M9 Bayonet Night. These skins in the factory new condition could be very expensive in the future, so maybe they're also nice investments. But generally we don't talk about gloves and knives. I don't consider knives and gloves being very nice investments, because they're very volatile, and you saw what Valve can do to the market. Just before the update it would have been better to invest into red skins and not into knives and into trade up skins, you know. But who could have knew it? So there's always a chance that Valve is gonna bring out a new update, which is gonna change the whole market system. The Mac 10 propaganda, as you all know, I have this one in the factory new condition. In my opinion, one of the best Mac 10s in the game, but there's also people saying that there's other Mac 10s that are better, for example the Fate and stuff. Honestly, I've been using it forever. I had one in the minimal wear condition, and then I upgraded to this factory new version. It's a direct trade up skin to the Glock Gamma Doppler, which can be also in the Emerald version. I understand that some of the Glock Emeralds, maybe in the field tested condition, are cheaper than this Mac 10 propaganda. But trust me guys, the Train 20 and 21 collection will be even more desirable and even more expensive in the future. At least that's my prediction. You don't have to trust me on this one. But notoriously, over the past few years, this collection has been rising because the supply of the skins has been dwindling down. In a few weeks, we may see an announcement that some of these collections or some of the items from the Armory get finally announced discontinued. And then we can see some of the prices rise significantly. For example, the AWP Long Dog is currently way too cheap, and I think in the future it's gonna be way more expensive, especially since there's not a huge supply of them, right? Maybe you dislike the AWP Long Dog from the Train 20 and 25 collection, but in my honest opinion, I really enjoy the skin. I've gotten it myself twice, one in a normal version and one in a souvenir version, which is kind of cool. People were saying that the souvenir version could be way more expensive since the supply is even smaller. Barely any souvenir versions have been unboxed because they were just not desirable and people weren't interested in these souvenir packages, which I can understand. If we look at the basic field tested version of the long dog, the price has dipped a lot. And not just over the course of the last few weeks, but over the course of the last few months. Actually, this skin has been tanking because there's not real demand for it. And the cheapest, as you can see, you can find for $230 in the field tested condition. Maybe it's even a good field tested, which is kind of not expensive at all. And Battle Scat you can find as well also for like $90, which is very cheap. And Well Worn is like 100. But I definitely do not suggest going for Well Worn, even though I have Well Worn myself. But guys, that's not the way to go. I just picked it up because it was on sale. Maybe you can also find some sales on third-party websites, then I would understand it for a quick flip. Also, the Zeus is probably the cheapest purple from the Train 20 and 25 collection currently. The cheapest you can find on third-party websites. In fact, new is only like $30, which is not that expensive, at least in my opinion. There's definitely some value to find, especially since most of the skins have been dropping in price. And for example, the Tech 9 Whiteout, the purple one, in factory new goes for way more. You can add a 0. This makes me to believe that this Zoo skin in the future will be used up in trade-ups a lot. So it's definitely worth checking out. But guys, never spend your Armory stars. At the end of the day, you will unbox nothing, a light blue. Just like me. Rather keep your Armory stars. I have a feeling that we might have an update just around the corner. Stay tuned for that, because we'll need our Armory stars for that, and I'm gonna stop spending mine. One more just because I want the long dog. I can feel it coming. Oh my god, back to back the copper fiber? Impossible. Also, I've decided that today is gonna be the day where I'm gonna go ahead and buy 100 Alpine camos, put them in a storage unit and keep them for a long time. Because honestly, these collections have been out for almost or over 1 year already. And it's time. Valve is kinda lazy on these type of things, I understand, and sometimes we don't have enough patience, and a lot of people, as you can see up on the market, a lot of people are selling the investments, are selling the play skins. Some investors also quit CS because of the new updates and stuff, and nobody is sure what CS2 is capable of. All we need is an update. Maybe in the future we'll have an operation with some new agents. This is not even the most important thing. We just want something new in the Armory, some new collections, for example the Anubis collection, so we can finally appreciate and see our skins rise in value, because they are limited and they will be removed from the current Armory. I know that's not gonna impact the market crazy, but as you know, the CS2 community always FOMO buys and stuff, fear of missing out, right? So it always spikes when something gets discontinued, it always spikes. For example, the Anubis package has also spiked and everyone was buying it. Currently going down, that's why we've also covered the skins today, because they're kinda cheap, and I think in the future they're gonna appreciate way more. Also, it's not even a bad idea to go ahead and buy the 5.7s heat treated from the Sport and Field collection. Currently in field tested they're worth around like $5, $5.60, somewhere in that area. I definitely suggest you going for them. I will be buying myself as well some, because in the future there will be nice investments, and if you set buy orders, there's a slight chance that you might buy one of these blue gems, which is not that expensive, but definitely some overpay. You can profit on it. Yet alone in the future, when these get removed from the Armory, I can see them being way more expensive, since there's currently not that high of a demand there, because you can basically go ahead and unbox them. The supply is huge, but in the future, once they get used up in trade-ups a lot, they will be nice investments. On third-party websites, as you can see, you can find them way cheaper. There's definitely enough supply for all of you guys. So definitely no rush, but maybe in a few weeks we might see an update and these skins get removed and you'll see the graph spike like crazy, and maybe it can be a good flip for short term, but also long term it's gonna be a nice investment in my opinion. Honestly, hands down, this 5.7 jungle from the Aztec collection is kinda clean looking. I will be rocking this 5.7. It's not that expensive. In the factory new version this currently goes around for like $30 on third-party websites. I know it's a gray skin, but I think it's cool to have something from the Aztec collection, especially since most of the people don't even know what the Aztec collection is. It is definitely a unique collection and not for everyone, but I think long term it's something unique to have, especially since it's from the first days of CS2, from the back in the day. I remember having these skins and they were also so cool, currently not appreciated enough, at least that's my opinion. I personally really love the Aztec collection, and I haven't seen people talk about it in a long time. It's a light blue this time. It's also not that expensive, around the same price as the previous skin, which is kinda insane. Either way, this collection has what, 6 different type of skins, which are not all the best looking. My favorite will be the 5.7 jungle, and then maybe the AK jungle spray. But honestly, I also did enjoy the M4, so definitely a collection to look at. Also, we're doing the Charm Lil Serpent giveaway. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, comment something down below, and make sure that your Steam trade link is in your YouTube description so I can see it and send you the charm right away if you win it. I wish you all the best of luck, and let's get right into the next investment on our list. Over the past few months, the Glock 18mm mosaic from the Genesis collection has been dropping and dropping and dropping in price. I remember buying this skin for a lot of money. I mean, this is kind of a low float, but I think you can buy them for way cheaper in this type of float if you can find them. As well as you can just go for the regular factory new version, because in the future I think these skins will be way more desirable than right now. Also, I think way more players will be coming to CS2 when the next update hits, and some of these skins will have a lot of potential because they will start rising just generally because a lot of people will be coming back to CS. It doesn't actually need to be removed for it to significantly rise. I understand that the Genesis terminals are in active drop pool, they're getting dropped each day a lot and the odds are super high. But at the end of the day, you need to buy the skins out of this Genesis terminal, and if not a lot of people are gonna do it, the price will notoriously rise because the demand will outweigh the supply. If you haven't seen our other CS2 investment videos, definitely go ahead and check them out. Also join our Discord community, the link will be down in the description. And these are investments you should take a look at right now.